Hey everyone, it's Caitlin and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing 3 easy vegan breakfast recipes with you guys. It's the beginning of the year, at least when I'm filming this video, and I know a lot of people try out a vegan or plant-based diet, especially for the month of January, and I think, vegan or not, breakfast is something that all of us struggle with, especially if you're adopting new dietary changes. So I wanted to show you 3 quick and easy recipes that you can make ahead of time to make your morning just a little sweeter. Before we get into this video, I would like to thank our sponsor, Thrive Market. If you guys aren't familiar with Thrive, they are one of my favorite online retailers where I get all of my non-perishable groceries from. They have a wide variety of vegan, gluten-free, paleo, keto, basically any diet that you are following, they have items for you. Personally, I love shopping at Thrive Market because they have my everyday staples such as oats, maple syrup, things I use in my everyday cooking, plus fun snacks and treats that I like to try out for fun as well. So all of the recipes in this video are made using dry goods from Thrive, and if you want to try out Thrive for yourself, now is the time. They have 2 membership options, a 1 month for $9.95 or a 12-month membership for only $5 a month. And now when you sign up for Thrive, you will get 25% off of your first order plus a free gift. They don't do this all the time, so if you've been thinking about it or you're kind of on the fence, I would highly suggest you check it out now. So that will be linked in the description of this video, and now we're going to get on to the recipes. First up, we're going to be making some baked banana bread oatmeal. So it has all the flavors of your favorite vegan and gluten-free fluffy banana bread, which I also have a recipe for on my blog, but it's a lot easier. You can bake it in the oven and it reheats perfectly.
As always, all of the full recipe amounts and instructions are linked in the blog post in the video description. So to start for our banana bread baked oatmeal, we're going to take 2 brown and spotty bananas, and you want your bananas to at least be this brown and spotty because the darker they get, the sweeter they will be, which will add more sweetness to our oatmeal. So after you peel, and I just like to use my hands to break up the bananas into smaller chunks because it makes them easier to mash them with a fork like I am doing here. The great thing about this recipe is it all comes together in the baking pan that you're using, so you don't need to get anything else dirty. So we're just going to mash our bananas in a baking pan until they are soft, and as you can see, they almost have a sort of shine to them here. That's when you know they're ready. Then we're going to add in a touch of grade A maple syrup for some sweetness, plus some vanilla extract, which makes things taste even yummier. And then we're going to add in some non-dairy milk. You can use any plant-based milk here. I use soy milk, but it really doesn't matter. Then you're just going to mix everything together until it's more evenly combined. And in go the dry ingredients. We have our rolled oats from Thrive Market, some ground flaxseed, a touch of cinnamon, baking powder, and some salt. And then you're just going to mix everything together until, again, it's evenly combined. You really want to make sure the baking powder and the salt and the cinnamon are evenly distributed. Now here I'm folding in some walnuts to add some extra crunch and some healthy fats. You can skip this step if you want or use another nut if you happen to have a favorite, or even chocolate chips. I'm not stopping you. And then again, optionally, I am topping my baked oatmeal with some sliced banana just for more aesthetic effect. But now we're going to bake this in the oven until the oats firm up and turn nice and golden and fragrant. And you can either slice it immediately, the oatmeal will be a little bit softer, or here I let the bars cool so I could slice them into bars. Basically, I let the oatmeal cool so I could slice them into bars. You guys know what I'm trying to say. But either way, this recipe is very delicious, and once you let it cool so it's thickened and sort of set a little bit more, this also becomes very, very portable. And because the bars can be stacked on each other, it just makes it easier for storage in the fridge. And also you can freeze these if you would like. So you have breakfast ahead of time and then just defrost or warm up in the oven and enjoy as you would like.
Baked oatmeal is great because it can be enjoyed in a wide variety of ways. You can serve it warm, fresh out of the oven, and it will still be nice and warm and gooey. Or if you want to make it for meal prep, you can reheat it the next day. Maybe serve it with a little bit of fresh nut milk if you want things to be a little bit more, I'd say soggy, but you know, you don't have to be soggy, soft. But if you want this firmer texture, like right here, you can just lightly warm it up in the toaster oven, maybe even get some crispy edges, or you can dig in and enjoy it cold as well. I love this because it has great banana bread flavor, less effort, less of a bake time too. And pro tip, if you mash the banana so there's still a few chunks, you'll get these random hits of super sweet banana that make it even more delicious. So that last recipe used rolled oats, but now we're going to be using steel cut oats to make some lemon poppy seed oatmeal. I love this flavor combination, especially with oatmeal, because it adds a nice bright and refreshing pop of flavor. Sometimes oats can be overly heavy depending on what you add to them. So this recipe is super creamy, super easy, and I love it.
Like I just said, this recipe is very simple. You only need about 6 or 7 ingredients to make it. We're going to start by adding our steel cut oats that we got from Thrive Market to a large pot, along with non-dairy milk, and then some lemon juice to make our lemon poppy seed flavor. I'm using Meyer lemon juice, which I personally recommend. It's a little bit sweeter. We're also going to add some maple syrup to help balance the acidity of the lemon juice, and optionally you can add some vanilla extract. I just think that takes the fragrance and the sweetness to the next level. So then you're going to mix everything together, bring it to a boil, and then we're going to simmer it down. So personally, I like to cook my steel cut oats with a little bit more water or liquid than the package recommends, because I think this makes them a lot more creamy and tender, but they still have a nice bite once they're finished cooking. So once the oatmeal has finished to your liking, we're going to add in our poppy seeds and stir it. So you might notice that my oatmeal looks a little bit runny here, but I just want to show you that oatmeal will thicken up a lot as it cools. So because it's just been simmering for a while, it's pretty hot. You're definitely not going to eat it at this temperature. So I just let it sit for a few minutes, and as you can see now, it gets that thick and creamy texture that I personally love. If you want it to be a little bit thicker, cook your oats a little bit longer. If you want it to be runnier, cook your oats a little bit less. So that's it for our oatmeal. So if you would like to enjoy it immediately warm, you can top it as desired. Today I'm topping it with some fresh blueberries and a dollop of vegan coconut yogurt. I really love how the coconut yogurt adds to the creaminess, and it also helps to complement the bright flavors of the oatmeal as well.
You can also enjoy this oatmeal hot or cold. It will firm up in the fridge overnight, so if you still want it to be a softer consistency like I just showed you, I would just cook it a little bit less. And I personally prefer it with blueberries, but it would also be great topped with bananas or jam, or you can even enjoy it as is. I personally like to switch things up between rolled oats and steel cut oats, because steel cut oats have more of a chewy texture, and switching up textures just makes things a little interesting. And I also love how these have a nice creamy lemony flavor to them, and the poppy seeds add a nice pop and crunch of freshness too. Last but not least, we're moving away from the oatmeal, but we're still going to use oats because they're budget friendly, gluten free, and accessible, and we're going to make some peanut butter chocolate chip pancakes. These are no ordinary pancakes. They're loaded with creamy peanut butter flavor. It's almost as if you were eating dessert for breakfast.
Again, this recipe is made from very few and very simple ingredients. First, we're going to take our rolled oats and pop them in a blender until they form a fine oat flour. I love to use oat flour as the base for all of my recipes, as you can see. So we're going to add that to a bowl and combine it with our dry ingredients, which are very simple. We're just going to add some baking powder and some salt. The baking powder is just going to give our pancakes a little bit of rise and fluff, and the salt just enhances the other flavors in the recipe. So then for our wet ingredients, we're going to add some peanut butter, because these are peanut butter pancakes. And then because we're adding peanut butter, we're also going to add just a touch of maple syrup for sweetness. It really brings the peanut butter flavor that you know to the pancake. If you don't add any sweetness, it kind of just it doesn't taste the best. So we're adding maple syrup, and then now we're going to slowly pour in our plant-based milk and mix until the peanut butter completely emulsifies into the milk. This may be easier to do with a whisk, but if you stir long enough with a spatula, you can get all of those bits dissolved in there, and you're left with a creamy, peanutty infused milk. So now, like most pancake recipes, we're just going to add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients, and then mix everything together until a nice batter forms. Make sure you really scrape the sides of your bowl and the bottom of the bowl to make sure there aren't any clumps of oat flour. As you can see, the batter might look a little bit lumpy, but that's okay. So now I have a pan preheated to about medium heat, and I'm adding around 1/4 cup of batter for each pancake to the pan. So once you pour the batter in, you can add the chocolate chips. Cook for about 3 to 5 minutes on each side, then flip and transfer to a baking sheet. And then you're just going to repeat with the rest of your batter. This should make around 8 to 10 pancakes that are on the smaller size. So here's the final dish. Top with maple syrup, or as desired. This would also be really great with some peanut butter and banana. And then you get to dig into the fluffy perfection that is peanut butter pancakes.
Now last but certainly not least, we need to taste test our pancakes. I love these. To me, they're almost a little bit more fluffy than traditional pancakes you would make with oatmeal. I think that adding the peanut butter and maple syrup changes the texture a little bit. And the chocolate chips just add like a fun pop of flavor. It really is like eating dessert for breakfast. All right, that's it for this video. So leave a comment down below and tell me which one of these recipes was your favorite, or if you have any vegan friendly recipes that you like to make for a quick and easy breakfast that you can take on the go, reheat at home. You know the drill. Leave a comment below. We can all inspire each other too. And also shout out again to Thrive Market for sponsoring this video. If you want to belong to a better market, don't forget to check out the link in the description below to see all of the membership options and to claim your free gift. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like the style of intro where I taste test the recipes as well, more than what I've been doing in the past. Your feedback is very important to me. So yeah, that's it for now. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.